Hey guys, welcome back. We had a good day in the markets. April 9th, Wednesday. Oh, sorry, Thursday. That's right. Tomorrow's Friday. Full week this week. First full week of the second quarter. We're going to look at 0-day options on the SPY and the small account challenge. Look at this day. Look at this. So this morning was very tight ranged. Still kind of just building liquidity after that big gap the other day. From peaceful talks, whatever, and I ran in the war. This is Eric's chart. He's SPY Day Trade on YouTube. You can find his Discord in the description. This is 30-minute chart. So I had the big gap up, building liquidity all day yesterday. The range was actually larger than today until we had that crazy move. So this move was from Israel saying they're going to maybe slow down their attacks while the negotiations are happening. Something along those lines. But this morning was very tight. Let's see, where are we? Like right here. This was all the first hour and a half, almost 2 hours. Very tight range. IV came down incredibly. Yeah, this is so quiet. And that's good. I do actually trade better in a lower IV environment. And then it's fine though. It's like smaller moves, but I can just scale up. Just it moving, the market moving slower. I don't know. It's easier for me. I think it's because I don't get as much FOMO. I can have tighter stops. I'm not sure. Not sure what it is. I don't feel like I ever have FOMO, but maybe that's what it is. Anyways, the range this morning, 675. I mean, you literally have like 1 point range all through here till, yeah, 2 hours in. So I got some stuff identified though pretty early on. Purple here, this did move. I had it steeper and then I moved it later for this, and then it correlated with that resistance up there. But this resistance, support, support. Had that for the bullish controlled selling. And this gray for just a buying algo. I don't think this was bearish controlled necessarily. It's a little too steep, but just a very mellow buying algo, which corresponded up here also. Here's a more aggressive one, the gold, and the red for downside aggressive. Not too many to start off, which is nice. I like that, nice and clean. I felt like I was trying to have a lot of patience today, waiting for setups. Yesterday was red day, and yeah. So, and since we're still kind of chopping in this gap up area, but yeah, the IV was coming down all day. It was in the teens, near the money. It was in the teens, which is, it's been a while. It's actually been a long time. Here's, I haven't even looked at the VIX. I bet the VIX is lower than it's been in quite a while. Let's look at the first trade. What did I do here? First trade wasn't until 10:14, and it was 2 puts. So I added some hotkeys. My hotkey right now, I have a market buy, a market sell. And so that will apply to whether I have a call or a put selected on my brokerage on the window. So I have to open up on the chain and get the one selected, and then that's sitting there. So I should click on it or have it selected, and then I just hit the hotkey. And then there's a confirmation. I do have one confirmation, but so I have market buy, market sell for one contract. I have a limit buy at the bid for one, limit sell at the ask for one, and I added 2. So I have market buy for 2, a limit buy for 2, and a limit sell for 2, and those are at the ask and the bid also. So just so I can scale up a little easier, without having to just keep clicking orders out there. So this morning, actually, I used it on my first trade, and it was limit at the bid, 2 of them at let's see, so yeah, 10:14. So came up. I didn't take the break on this gray. I maybe had green at that point. No, I didn't. I'm glad I didn't though. I was like, I'll wait for a cup to close. This range was so tight. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, this is such a tight range. I'm not gonna try and catch this tiny little move right here. I mean, this is like not even half a point. So I didn't take the break on gray. I was like, I'll wait for an inverse cup if anything. So grinded up and confirmed kind of the gray a little bit more for me here. And right there. Is that literally where I got it? No, sorry. That's 10:05. So came up, rejected purple, which I had at that point, and came down, broke gray again, and I think I probably had green then also. Yeah, I think I'd put green in there. Can't quite remember if I had in there yet or not. Yeah, I did. I had this wedge. So put green in there. Tempted me to get puts on these candles. They wicked and rallied up and hit the top of the wedge then. I don't know which way it's going to go at this point. You could say it's bullish because we're in an uptrend, but you really don't know. Because if it's green controlling the buying, it's bearish when it breaks that. If it's purple controlling the selling, it's bullish when it breaks that. So it could go either way here. So that's why you kind of wait for the wedge to break, or yeah, wait for a wider wedge and trade at the edges. Anyways, that's explains my entry right here at 10.14. So I got 2 right there at the limit. And low of day is right here on that wick, right here on kind of these wicks. I was in it here for 2 of them at 68 cents. We have a nice candle here. And then this candle here hit low of day, and I closed out of 1 here for 76 cents. I think I had that red at that point. The range was still very tight, of course, but this was at least a larger range than it was back here. So closed out 1 for 76 cents and 1 for 77 cents at 17 on this candle once it broke that red. So this, I could have gotten a better fill if I got the very bottom. Same with this one. These are both markets. So yeah, they were fine. This one was kind of up here, but I was happy with that. I mean, tight little range. I was able to squeak out a little green trade out of there with confidence, with clear stops. Stop red, potentially green, but really red is what I was looking for. And then profit low of day. I mean, ideally it's going to be bottom of purple down here, which it actually did end up hitting perfectly. However, if you look at the contract, these contracts only went up like 15 cents. Percentage wise, I don't know. It wasn't a whole lot though, just because this was all this decay in here. Because IV was still elevated from recent days, so it was still in the 20s. And this morning, 2 hours ago, just burned it. So this was definitely a theta burner right here. So even if I held it all the way to my profit, is like it was hardly any more profit, and this would have been just not enjoyable to hold through it all. So first trade green, 1 of 1. Next trade was at 10.26. I was in a put. So I did it. Yep. Tight little range in here, but it works. The volatility was low. It was mellow. This is same trade as right here. So it came up. I considered it on a retest of green, which it never did. It kind of just retested, found resistance on purple potentially. And VWAP didn't really make a nice structure. I mean, it is a head and shoulder. Technically, it's very small. So with all that in mind, I got this, let's see, 10.26 limit for 86 cents. Closed it literally on this candle for, I don't know, 90 cents. So small little green trade, but it worked. And, you know, I had confidence in it for the close too, because of purple. It could have come further, but that's all I really needed. Once it broke that green and made a little structure, I took it there. Next trade. So at this point, we're selling in the purple, which is bullish controlled selling because of the degree of it. But you can of course make profit either way. So I'm looking for potential for a break on one of these purples. The last one would definitely be an option. Maybe catch one before it if you can see resistance like right here and here, how that was a support and then resistance right there potentially as you see it break and then retest beautifully. Let's see what the next trade was. So that's 2 for 2. Accuracy is high. 10.53. I was in a put. So I did this move and I actually missed that. I considered it. This was actually pretty ugly price action. I mean, this candle looked nice, but yeah, I guess I could have. I don't know why I didn't. I got distracted. But this wouldn't have been nice to hold through all these huge wicks. I think I just wanted to wait for it to fully break. I'd already really squeezed everything I could have out of this little price action down here. I didn't want to get greedy and get it here, even though this would have been a nicer move. I don't know. I just figured I'd wait for the purple, which I did, and I got it on this candle. 1053. That was a call for 75 cents. It comes up. Get a nice candle here. I'm looking for high of day, at least like here. Doesn't have to be that wick, but it can be like that body and that wick. It goes quick. Didn't make it. And then we get a big red candle. I'm like, no. No. Name that voice. 1056. Sold it at 1101 for 73 cents. Yep, I held through all this and sold it on that red candle. Why did I sell it there? Can't quite remember. I mean, it wasn't making it to the high of day at that point. Oh, because the green, that's right. So I thought at this point it could be retesting green. Even though it broke purple, this is a broadening wedge at that point. Support, resistance. So this whole move up could be retesting green for a move further down. And so once it retested there, I was like, all right, I'm out of this thing. Even though it broke purple at this point, then I want to break green because that is showing itself prior support, turning to resistance. So that was my thought process on closing that one. So that was first red trade, very small. Thankfully, let's see. Yeah, 60, let's see, 1056 to 1101, is that it? Yeah. 66 cents to 73 cents. So not tiny, but quite small. The range today is tight. Wait a moment. 1054 and 1056. I bought two of these. Oh, that's right. I totally forgot. Okay. Yep. So I got one on this candle. It rallied up. That's right. This made me a little nervous. Rallied up. I was like, was that it? It wicked. And then it comes down. I'm like, all right, I'm going to get another one just because I think it's retesting purple. I considered it resisting on green, but since it broke purple, I kind of thought it wasn't, but of course it could have been. Anyway, so I got another one right there. I totally forgot I got another one on there, which I was actually pretty stoked about because I really wanted to close it right then and I was buying another one. So I bought two. That's right. 67 cents, 66 cents. Sold the first one at 1101. Yeah, right here. Thinking, oh, it might be the green that it's selling in or resisting. Sold that one for 73 cents. So that was actually a green trade. And then the next one, I actually put a stop. Yeah, I put a break even stop, which was fine. I'm happy with it. It stopped me out break even on this one. So tight little range, little scalps. Gotta have break even stops. Given this is turning up my buying power, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad because IB again is coming down. So these are a little cheaper contracts. Rejected that, and so that is bearish. However, we still broke out of purple. So the structure here isn't great. Eric might say it's a cup and handle, which I don't know. It confuses me when he says that, because sometimes we'll say cup and handles when it's on a diagonal like this, like, oh, this is a cup closing and then a handle. And then other times he says it has to complete it. Sometimes you want it to overspill. I don't know. It could be a diagonal cup and handle, or just a cup with right here handle. Regardless, it broke out of the purple there. It did have resistance on green, so that's where I'm managing my risk. And that will explain my next trade. 1135. So, no, not 1135. Was it? No, sorry, 1113. So why didn't I get on this level 12? Because it broke purple again. I just explained it. You also have this gray, actually, which is nice for support. And I saw it after. I'm like, it was kind of ugly. But could have definitely got it on one of these gray tests. To use that for your stops. And then breaking purple. I didn't get it here simply because green just acted as resistance. So this is a little wedge happening up here. And I didn't want to jump in here if that was resistance. So I waited, which was fine. A little worse entry. Got it on that 1113 candle. This was a limit. 80 cents at 676. Strike right here. And yeah. So green candle, high of day is right here. So I have a pretty close profit target. High, like proper high with that wick is right there. And my entry, of course, is pretty late because I was waiting for it to break that green to the upside and not just this one. If that green wasn't there, I probably would have gotten a better fill because I would have gotten either market right when it broke it, or to wait for this to close more likely, and then got a nice limit on this one. But I actually waited for this one to almost close above here to just really confirm. Could have looked at the volume, but volume is lagging if you're just looking at volume indicator. So really, once that candle closes, then you can see the increased volume. I mean, as it's kind of going on, I guess you could see it, but it's kind of difficult to trade just on that. But that is the indicator that this could be a bigger move and more of a breakout, that it's not going to just reject. That's how I would look at it. So 11.13. Yep, and sold that one at 11.14. At the end of 11.14 for 92 cents. So right here. It was like right about there. Candle's almost closed. It had just completed the cup on the day. High of day. It wicked a little bit, and I closed. And it was a pretty good gain. It was 80 cents to 92 cents. So yeah, happy about that one. And then of course, yeah, it kept going. This candle made it much nicer, but I didn't catch that candle, which is fine. It's one contract. Let's see. Yeah. 14. The little consolidating came up and of course hit the profit target I was looking for. And originally, of course, on green, hit it nicely right there. So once I have 4 contracts and figuring out when to size up, this probably would have been a good idea to size up here just because, maybe not. Well, I hadn't completed the cup, but the increase in volume, but that doesn't come till later. So that would have only shown me once it came up here to maybe hold a little longer. Just the fact that the volume was increasing, because it was basically breaking out of its range from the morning from the past 2 hours. So, yeah, maybe even sizing up a little bit here just because we were completing this cup and this handle. But yeah, on the 30-minute, let's see, I don't think we were doing anything right there on the 30-minute. Oh yeah, we were a little bit. So we'd broken out of this orange on the 30. So we're breaking out of this tight little range right here on the orange. Still had green up there for resistance, which, or maybe that was right here. Is this when they close? I always get that confused. Yeah, maybe this is green. Oh no, that was that move. Yeah. So this was the move to the top of green right here. So anyways, yeah, maybe seeing the volume definitely should give you more conviction. And if the move has, how long has the move been preparing and building liquidity for, is also a good indicator of how long to hold for. And how many points did it come down to come back up, or come up to come back down? Like, what was the range? So you can maybe expect, this is something Eric said actually at one point, I remember him say it, and I was like, that's a pretty good way to gauge stuff. So how many points and how far of liquidity was built, and how much did it come down and then back up? Like, what was the range there? And you could expect at least, or maybe that much on the breakout or on the continuation of it. So in this case, it was like 2 points, I guess. A 1.5. Yeah, see, it wasn't much. It's tight range. Yeah, 1.5. So from here, I mean, you kind of have to disregard that news candle. So it wasn't quite. It was like a point. I don't know. I want him to clarify that a little bit more. Anybody actually can contact him and talk to him. Ask him that for me. I've never been able to get him to respond. Anyways, rallied up there. Red candle. No big deal. I'm not in anything there. It comes up, perfectly tests that green, starts to come down. So now I'm looking for calls. I'm using purple. I'm hoping for a move down to retest this purple. Doesn't necessarily have to happen like that. And this would be for a larger 30-minute move, breaking out of that green, this green right here. So it comes down. If I was trying to be more aggressive, yeah, maybe I would have gotten a call here, just using gray as my stop. Wasn't super confident in gray though. It's just kind of a weird degree for me that I don't typically leave on for trades. But market could be buying up in that. But I didn't get on that. And then this news candle was insane, and it went to here and it broke. And so I thought about it, and like, no, I don't need to go on that. That's fine. Saw the volume, and yeah, huge sick candle, which would have been great to catch, but it's news candle. I'm not too concerned about it. I'm thankful it didn't just go up like 8 points like it did the other day on that news candle. Then that would have probably induced some FOMO, but this was still very large because the range today was pretty much the size of this candle. 677.88, 676. Yeah, the entire range to that for the first 2 hours of the day was less than that candle. So yeah, it was pretty annoying. And the IV was so low that this pumped the IV. They're the options. They were, yeah. Anyways, didn't catch that, and I was fine. I was happy with my accuracy in the morning. I mean, to have all those scalps and have like 4 out of 5 that were green, or maybe more. I think I only had one. Yeah, having a break-even stop helped on that one trade, and then just taking decisive profits. Lower IV environment and decisive profits helps me. Yeah, so I was very pleased with my trades this morning, and then I missed this, which would have made all these seem like nothing, but that's fine. I was 20s for the confidence more than anything, and this was definitely confidence building. I knew the P&L was going to be low just because of the range was very tight, and I wasn't like scaled way up, but that's the thing. I can have this tight of range, trade with confidence, and scale up, and this will be all I need, which is awesome to know. I don't have to have crazy news candles and 10-point days to make a killing. So I'm fine to kind of continue to develop trading in this tighter range environment, which is more typical anyways, and just learn how to scale with it. So, and then some days you'll get lucky and catch these, and it'll be a crazy day. Next trade for me was at 11:42. So I didn't just throw in the towel and give up. Sorry. 11:13. Did I already do that one? Yeah. Okay. 11:13, 11:14, 11:47. That's what it is. 11:47. I got a call for $1.24. So didn't let this affect me. Was kind of happy with the day though. Honestly, like I didn't really need to keep trading, but I might as well keep charting. I had taxes to do and other stuff, but I didn't start doing that yet. It was getting kind of late in the day too. Like it was already 11:30, so I wasn't really expecting too much. I was expecting more of a grind. And this was at the top of blue, I think, which was the bearish controlled buying on the 30-minute. So there was another target though, upper Bollinger. Shout out Eric on that call out. So on the daily, this is upper Bollinger Band. Wasn't sure if I was going to make it. I also, of course, have a profit target for this white, which it hit nicely as well. And what do we do? 10:47 is that what I said? Yep, 10:47. I got a call limit on this candle right here. Limit. Jumped in. Small little inverse head and shoulder here. Again, I was hoping for more of a retrace. Didn't get it. Broke purple. What are you going to do? I got to do it. Maybe I could have gotten a better entry maybe on here with the gray, but it's like, yeah, I'm not as confident with that. So got it on the entry, or got it on the break. Let's see, 11:47. Bought another one at 11:50. So this thing rallied up, looked very good. I was trying not to look at the price of the contracts. It's hard because now I have the contract pricing. And then big fleshy red candle. I'm like, no, don't do that. Give it back. And then I start getting nervous. And then I buy another one. So buy another one because it's finding resistance. It's retesting it for support. This is where I would get it. If I didn't get it there, I would be trying to get it here. So that's what I did. I got another one. But then I'm going to be selling one of those quick, which I did. I wanted this price back. So I actually had a limit order or when it was up there, and then it flushed down. So I left that limit order, and so that one closed. So that was $1.24 I bought the first one, $1.22 I bought the second one, and then at 11:52 it closed right here. It closed for my limit sell for $1.66. So, or sorry, $1.47. Yeah, $1.47. So 20 cents, 23 cents or so. Happy with that. Yeah, I wanted to just reduce some in case I don't know. I just didn't have the enough confidence to hold that one longer. I thought, I guess I thought maybe it could continue to build liquidity with purple up here. I don't think I'd put a line in up there, but yeah, I think I did actually. I put a purple up there, and that's why I did it, in case it wants to do this. this action. So just managing my risk, managing my profit, trying to get stress-free, as Eric puts it. I'm hardly ever stress-free though when you're only trading a few contracts. It's not like I have 10 of them and I'm taking 8 off the plate or off the table, or 9 and have 1. So I'm just having to manage the stress. It is a very small amount though, so that makes it much easier. But once it's a larger amount, yes, I will be taking a much bigger position off percentage-wise than I am now, just so it is more stress-free. So yep, sold one there for, let's see, what did I say, 11.53, 11.52, sold it for $1.47. Held the next one, it rallied up, I was pumped. I didn't know where to close it. I really didn't. I needed a less aggressive buying, and I just didn't have it at that point. I had this gray, but that was way too far away. So I was like, I don't know what to do. This thing's way in the green now, and so I just actually sold it, I think, on that one. Unfortunately, it went much further than that. 11.56, sold it for $1.66. So actually on that candle. Again, it's only 2. I'm not even supposed to have a runner, so I gave myself some of those excuses, which is good. I was like, I'm not even supposed to have a runner right now, so this is just extra. But then it did come up another couple points up to that upper Bollinger, which would have actually doubled from where it was. Yeah, went up another 100%. Oh well, that's a trade for more contracts. So this kind of sucked that I missed that, but I was very grateful at that point because all my good trading back here, my P&L didn't have much to show for it. I think I was literally up like $35 and I had like 5 out of 6 green trades. So this actually showed up in my P&L a little bit because it was a little bigger move, and I was able to get 2. So I was very grateful for that. I think I was maybe up like $100 actually. I don't remember. At one point I did check and I'm like, oh, that's amazing. That's like my profit target on the day. Next trade though, I wasn't done. I did take an hour off though. I bought 104. I bought a call. Same deal here, I think. Yep, it did it again. Little inverse head and shoulder. This was a little more risky because it had already touched the upper Bollinger. I didn't think that it had a whole lot of room to the upside still, but it did break purple. There was structure. So I got a call. I say 104. Got a call, a market call, 34 cents. Bought another one at 105 on that red candle for 33 cents. Oh, they're both 33 cents. Oh yeah, I forgot I got 3 on this one. Got another one at 105. So 34, 33, 33. Ended up with 3 of these things. I'm trying to scale up a little bit. I guess I had some confidence. I had some profits. I figured this move's gonna be a little smaller, so I wanted a little more size, I guess. Does that make any sense? I don't know. Yeah, I think the profits and as well as the confidence is why I got 3 and was blessed with a nice big green candle. Where I sold maybe. Yeah, I wasn't looking at the P&L, so these are very small. Sold one here, $1.08 for this high. I don't know if I got a very nice fill on that. It might have been, yeah, I was doing it down here actually. It was unfortunate because I thought, okay, this was it. Sold it here. These were kind of, this is a nice candle, then it kind of grinded. So sold that one at $1.08. So that was only 39 cents. So yeah, I was only up $6, which was fine. Sold the next one also for 39 cents. Oh, I sold another one at $1.08 or 108. Huh, I sold 2 there. Oh yeah, because I thought I only had 2, but I had 3. So once I sold one and then I still had 2 left, and that's I think why I sold the second one then. Because I just wasn't too confident because it was at the upper Bollinger and this is not a very deep retrace. Like I figured it was kind of tapering and yeah, sure enough, it did end up just chilling. I did get a better fill on this last one though at 110 for 43 cents. Let's see, where's that at? On this candle. Yep. So yeah, I don't know. Just maybe had gold in there too, which helped with the exit on this one. Given sure I could have held through this. This is ugly though. When you have 25%, 33% of your position still on. This white wasn't there. I put that in later for this tapering channel. These 3 resistances right here and the support. So yeah, that was another green trade. Not being greedy, it was very small, but it's no problem. I beat the commissions on that one, so that's fine. More than the commissions to open and close. Next one was at 2:02, so another hour. I kind of left it alone. I saw this. There was consideration. It got a little volatile, and I think that maybe spooked me. But a perfect retest on this purple after it broke. So that was nice. Of course, there's lack of continuation. But I mean, this move up to here would have been a nice trade. Very easy to hold. Big green candles everywhere. And then if you had charted this, the profit taking would have been right on cue. So I didn't catch that. It came down. I think I charted this at that point. This gold or bronze or whatever. Broke my white, but again, I wasn't too concerned with white. I was more looking at this bigger white tapering. And I put the support here, and then I put a support here. Kind of this mid-range band. And I'm looking for a retracement because now that it's tapering, we've hit the upper Bollinger, some sort of profit taking, some sort of retracement, even for a move back up. Bulls and bears want to bring it down. We've got some volume on the break of the white. Again, I didn't take it on white. Where did I take this thing? 2:02. So this was kind of a crazy trade. Right here, I actually got on this candle. Maybe I did take it on the white. No, I got it after here. So broke the white. This candle was big, a lot of volume, and I just limit ordered. So it took a little while. I did get filled on this candle though. It felt a little risky just because we already had big candles and this was still in the wedge, of course. But I was using this. I'm like, this makes sense. It's breaking this, and I'll use this for my profit target, the bottom range there. So thankfully it didn't give too much. Well, it did actually. Then the next candle, it went green all the way up to there. I don't think I got another one on this one. No, I didn't. So I just held my one. It retraced all the way to gold. I'm like, oh boy. And then nice big flushy candle. And I think I closed it. Yeah, I closed it right there. I bottom ticked it on that white. Of course, the next candle was like another point, which was crazy, but I didn't have anything charted for there. This is middle of the wedge. This is a retracement trade, a zombie, whatever. I'm happy with quick profits. And this one was a pretty good trade. It was 64 cents to 80 cents. So that put me at like 130 something, I think. So that was just awesome. Accuracy today was crazy. I don't know exactly why, but accuracy was there. At the end of the day here, I did lose accuracy somewhat. Kind of just a couple gambles, I guess. Kept it small though. I mean, I knew what I was doing. I knew I was just gambling more or less. Not gambling, but you know what I mean. End of the day is going to be, there's no continuation. It can be pretty treacherous. And it just started doing other stuff. So this blue I charted, which I don't know is legit. 311. Oh yeah, right here. So I got this on the break for purple. I wasn't sure if it was the wick or the body. I got one here on this candle. What did I say? 311. Bought another one at 311, 29 cents, 27 cents. Bought another one at 313. It filled me. I'm thinking it's retesting purple after it broke and it's about to rip. And then I sell them all for 18 cents at 330. Wait, time. No, what? I'll sell them all for, 22 cents at 314. Yeah, on this candle. So it broke back down to purple. This is kind of a nasty loss, partially because I had 3 of them, which was a little greedy at that point. Yeah, so it was 29 cents, 27 cents, 25 cents, and then sold them all for 22. Wasn't terrible, but I should have been more patient on getting more. So gave back some profits there. And I charted white. And then, yeah, okay, so then I'm seeing purple, but I'm also seeing gold. And I'm wondering if it's resisting gold here. And so I don't take it on the break of this purple the next time. But I do take it right here. So I didn't have this light blue one in here. So broke gold, and I gotta fill in this red candle right here, this retrace. I'm thinking it's retracing to this gold potentially. thinking with this gold though is this is bearish controlled buying, but I guess I'm not really thinking about that at that point. It doesn't matter a whole lot. I mean, this can be my stop. It wasn't right on it, so there was a little bit of a gap there for it. I bought one for 29 cents, bought one for 24 cents, bought another one for 24 cents. Yeah, you can kind of see where my head was at. I bought 3 on that candle. And then I sold them on this candle for 18 cents. So yeah, that one stung. Brought me back to like $100. It's like, all right. And then I did one more penny loss, 339. I don't even know why. I think I was going for just a put. Yeah, for rejection. This felt like a gamble. I opened it here, put, and I closed it right here when this was green. Just because like I thought I was rejecting this blue, then I'm like, okay, it's a rejection, which it did end up kind of playing out, but whatever. It was dumb to take that wedge trade that late in the day with like no structure. So that was a little penny loss, but yeah, I don't know. The accuracy today was the lower volatility. It's been so long, I forgot that. Just I don't know why I trade so differently in it, but I just feel more patient and more confident. So it's actually ended up being a ton of trades today. There they all are. It felt like I wasn't trading much at all though. Some of the reason is because I was opening up 3 at some point, and so that's part of the reason why there's so many. But yeah, I didn't feel like I was over trading. It just felt like every trade I entered, I was like basically a winner. So I just kind of kept going after it. But you know, waiting for the right setup. And maybe that's just because my charting was better today. Algos were being respected better. I'm not sure. I'm happy about this trade. This is one I don't usually take, this retracement. Oh, I did actually one on the Webull account also, I forgot to mention. I did a call credit spread looking upper Bollinger and then looking for just a retracement. So I saw it here and I didn't take it, and then I wish I did. By the time I was here, I'm like, oh, it's too late now. But it did that retrace and came up here, and then actually I opened it up here. Looking for, yeah, a retracement. And when it grinded up here, I closed it out there. It was a very small loss. I guess now, that was before I tried this other stuff. So yeah, those are just kind of going against the trend. A little risky to do. Now that I had this tapering, I could have opened it at the top of either one of these, I guess. But this trade right here, I'm pretty happy about. All the little scalps here and there, I'm happy about. And then leaving a contract for break even and just not taking a loss on it. Felt good. Not sure why. Let me know in the comments why today was better for me. Sub up, like up, comment down at my 6th round. See you guys tomorrow. Peace out.